Today, I want to briefly introduce Tibetan military history, an often overlooked but deeply important part of Tibetan institutional culture. When we look back at Tibetan history, we find that its military traditions go back to ancient times. In simple terms, Tibetan warfare can be understood in three main forms: wars for survival, especially for food, wars of revenge based on kinship and bloodlines, and wars for territory, wealth, and control over people. The foundation of Tibetan military organization was laid during the Senpo period, which lasted from roughly the early centuries BCE until 923 CE. This era represents the rise, development, and peak of the Tibetan Empire, especially during the 7th century, its golden age. A key turning point came around 650 CE, when Songtsen Gampo ordered his minister, Gar Tongtsen, to establish a formal military system. The empire was divided into 6 major military regions, each with its own command structure. Beneath these were numerous 1,000 household units, forming a highly organized and hierarchical military network. What's particularly fascinating is that rank and authority were symbolized through official certificates made of brass, bronze, and silver, showing that the Tibetan military was not only structured, but also deeply institutionalized. This period also coincided with the fall of the Sasanian Empire. As Persian nobles and military experts fled eastward, some entered the Tibetan Empire. This likely brought new military knowledge and influence into Tibet at a crucial moment in its expansion. After the fall of the Tibetan Empire, from the 10th to the 18th centuries, Tibet's military history was dominated more by internal conflicts than external wars. With the rise of a theocratic system, military power became intertwined with religious authority, and Tibet's relationship with the Mongol Empire played a major role in shaping its military structure. Moving into the modern period, after 1912, the 13th Dalai Lama initiated efforts to modernize Tibet's military. With the help of British and Japanese advisors, Tibet established a more contemporary military system, including a central command and multiple regional forces. During this time, Tibetan forces were able to achieve some success in border conflicts with the Republic of China. However, in the early 1950s, Tibet was ultimately defeated following the invasion by the People's Republic of China. After that, Tibetan military resistance did not disappear, it changed form. It moved underground and became guerrilla-based. One of the most well-known examples is the Chushi Gangdruk, or 4 Rivers and 6 Ranges, which continued armed resistance under extremely difficult conditions. Later, Tibetan fighters also became part of special units, such as India's Establishment 22, carrying forward a different kind of military legacy. So when we talk about Tibetan history, we should not only think of religion or philosophy. Tibet also has a long, complex, and highly organized military tradition, one that reflects survival, power, and adaptation across centuries. See you next time.